Kentucky Afield. Every week, Kentucky Afield brings you features on hunting and fishing across the state.
What a nice fish.
It's an opportunity to hopefully get that bird in the lake.
Hey, we got another one over here.
There he is. Ooh, a nice one too. Boy, he's healthy.
What do we got? That was awesome. Got the first belt. Barely made it out of the field.
Got one. Big smallmouth.
Very nice.
Double point, they're in there. There they go.
Look at that joker.
Woo! That's a good one there. Look at that.
Beautiful. Whoa, this is a good one.
That's better than good, Chad.
Hello and welcome to Kentucky Afield. I'm your host, Chad Miles. Join us as we journey the Commonwealth in search of outdoor adventure. This week, we're going to do some small game hunting, but first up, we're going to jump in the Green River with a few biologists on a mussel recovery mission. Today, we're on the banks of the Green River, and we're going to meet up with a couple of biologists and a whole crew of volunteers as they try to do a very important mission, and that is save and relocate some mussels as this water level starts to change. We're going to meet up with Monty McGregor, who's a biologist with the Department of Fish and Wildlife, and learn a little more from some of these volunteers, find out why they're out here and what we hope to see in the Green River in years to come. I just pulled up here next to Mike Compton, and you're actually finding some mussels in this muddy bank right here, aren't you?
Yep.
You're kind of heading up this project and all the volunteer efforts to get down here and do this recovery. Tell me why this is so important.
So a couple years ago, I think it was 2016, Lock and Dam 6 on the Green River breached, caused a major safety hazard. But for decades, talk of removing the lock and dams on the Green River has been discussed to remove them. And so with the breach of Lock and Dam 6, that spurred more conversations to remove Lock and Dam 5, as well as Barren River Lock and Dam number 1. And so that process is happening now. And in a couple weeks, Lock and Dam 5 should be fully removed. And with that, the water levels are going to drop significantly, and it's going to leave some mussels high and dry for a while.
I'm with Cassie here with the Sam Shine Foundation, and you are a volunteer out here helping restore these mussels or get them back to the water. But you have a vested interest in conservation and water quality.
Yes, I do. Our foundation is a conservation-focused family foundation. And I'm their director of freshwater programs, so I'm thinking about rivers all the time and thinking about how we use our water. And so we're all about stream reconnection, and those fish that carry mussels up and down the stream can get to them easier with streams reconnected. And so I'm interested in what's happening here in the Green River, and certainly I'm interested in the mussel population. So it isn't often that you can grab on to the animals and actually do something for them that day, but this feels very rewarding. I feel like a hero.
Well, we can't come to the Green River and talk about mussels without talking to Dr. Monty McGregor. Monty, you spent a lot of time out here on Green River.
It's one of the most significant tributaries in the whole Ohio River system in the country. It's got about 75 species of freshwater mussels. That's about 25% of what we have in the country, all here in one river system. And so it's got a lot of fish species as well, and anytime you find mussel species, you know, a lot of diversity, you have good clean water, you have great fishing, there's a connection there to the fish, and so it's good for everybody.
You've spent your life helping the mussels. I mean, you've been studying and researching and found new ways to raise mussels. We've released tons of mussels back into Green River and other rivers throughout the state of Kentucky. Today, the help is a little more hands-on, isn't it? It's not research-based, it's you're physically digging them up and putting them out a little deeper water so that they don't dry up, right?
Right, and so we're here just to help the mussels get back into the deeper water where they might not be able to naturally. They're not used to that kind of fluctuation and that quick, especially since it's never gotten that low before ever. So we're just here with a team of folks from all over the place, that even from other states that have come, knowing the importance of the Green River, and we're looking for rare species, we're looking for common, whatever, and just throwing them back in deeper water and giving them a chance to make it.
So you are literally coming in and saving these mussels. Now they can move, but asking them to move long distances or to try to move while dry just doesn't work very well, does it?
It doesn't work as well, and a lot of times there's a lot of wood or rocks. They'll bump against that, and then they get wedged and they're trapped. So we're going through trying to free up those mussels, put them into deeper water to where when the water is drained a little bit, they'll be able to still survive.
It does feel full circle to be here today helping these mussels out.
And we just kind of pulled up to you while you were out here on the stream. Have you already relocated some mussels back to the water today?
Oh yeah, I wish I had kept count. I started counting about an hour in this morning, and I'm probably up to about 50 mussels.
Oh, wow.
And we're at this point, it's just a save. You just get them back into water where they're not going to be left high and dry. I was looking at these trails down here. You can actually see where the mussels kind of have a clear path to the water here, so they're probably going to be okay. They don't need my help as much as some of those down in the more in the gravelly areas.
Some of them are huge. Like, look at the size of this. This is a living animal. I don't know what that weighs, probably 1.5 pounds. That's a big size mussel. Is this one of the more common, not common? What do we got here?
This is the washboard, and it's one of the more common species we have anywhere in the country, in the eastern United States. It gets really large, even a lot larger than that. They can weigh 7 or 8 pounds. A lot of other stuff we have. This is a fat mucket. It's really pretty. It's got a lot of beautiful rays on it.
Wow.
It's also common in these deeper pools. It uses a bass as a host. So anytime you see this species, you know you're gonna find bass. Its sister species is the regular plain pocketbook, and this one gets fairly large. It's like a softball size, and it also uses a bass. And they have a little lure, and they go fishing. So they're out here in the bottom of the river, and they got a little piece of flesh that looks like a fish, and they're wiggling it like that. So anytime you see a bunch of these, you know there's a good bass population around.
They're not going to eat the bass. Their lure is to get the bass to try to eat it, and when it does, that's how it releases its eggs, right?
That's correct. So this species here is called the yellow sandshell, and it's really not that common in the Green River. This one uses a gar as a host, and there's a lot of gar in the river. And it comes out at nighttime. The fish will, under the moonlight, will see it and come and strike it thinking it's a little fish. And that's how it connects to its fish host. So it's pretty amazing.
I know you do a lot of work with mussels and other fish species in all of our waterways in the state of Kentucky. But a project like this, there's only so many mussel biologists to go around, and it takes volunteers, doesn't it?
Oh, it does, tremendously. It's conservation's a team sport is what I often say.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's people all up and down through here that are doing the exact same thing you're doing. Some of them are out on rock bars and picking up big numbers of mussels. And right now you're kind of focused on this muddy area where it's got some wood substrate to kind of free them and get them over to the deeper water.
Yep.
And you're having success. How many mussels have you recovered today?
Today, I've probably recovered about 300 or so.
Oh, wow. Everyone has a vested interest in having cleaner, clear water, and I can't think of a better way to help clean our water systems than the use of mussels. It doesn't get more natural than that.
No, and I'm sure you've done a lot of programs on mussels. You know, one mussel can filter like 15 gallons of water a day, and that's for those that need a little help with math conversions. That's a keg of beer.
Yeah.
So that's beer doesn't weigh as much in Kentucky as bourbon, I know, but.
And that's one mussel. You start thinking about the hundreds of thousands that are out here and the way that they pull the water in, their siphon, and blow it out. I mean, they're feeding on that plankton and bacteria, whatever it is that they're pulling it out. You can only imagine what millions of those up and down this river, the impact that we'd have if the mussels weren't here. It would be detrimental.
Right, it's kind of one of those, you don't know what you got until it's gone. So we're working to be sure that we actually bolster the numbers and they come back.
Yeah.
So the mussels can live a long time, and this one here is about 7 or 8 years old. You can see from, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the 7 is on the edge of the shell. So you can actually age them by the rings like a tree.
And the longest lived mussel in the state of Kentucky would be what?
Probably about 100 years, the spectacle case, and it's also found in the Green River.
Now, what's the difference between mussels and clams?
So a lot of ones you're seeing that are on the banks are the Asian clam. These don't need fish host. They reproduce way differently. These reproduce self-fertilization. And these are a lot more prolific, and there's thousands and thousands of them, and they live about 2 or 3 years and die.
Yeah.
So some of these are natural mortality where they just died natural, when they get old. The interesting thing about this river is the dams that are coming out are in the best part of the river. So we're going to see probably one of the best restoration projects available in the country by taking out 3 or 4 of these dams because we're opening up new habitat for fish, mussels, any aquatic species in the best part of the river that's not been really available to those animals for over 100 years.
It's such a cool project restoring the Green River, which runs through a beautiful part of central Kentucky.
This is an amazing place, it's an amazing river, and we're trying to do what we can to keep it that way.
Today I'm here with deer biologist Tommy Apostolopoulos, and we're here to talk about chronic wasting disease. And we've been taking samples throughout the state, but this year it's a little bit different and there's some incentives. But tell me a little bit about what we got here.
Yeah, so following our first detection in Ballard County in 2023, we've really ramped up our voluntary sampling efforts across the state. So we have these sample drop-off sites. There's over 45 of them across the state where hunters are able to come and drop their deer head in these freezers free of charge, you know, anytime that they please, fill out their tag and get their deer sampled.
So we're really talking about two different types of sampling. We're talking about mandatory sampling in the CWD zone. And then outside of that, if you're an individual, you go, hey, I'd like to get this tested before I consume this, and I want to help out with the detection of CWD, that's kind of what these are all about, right?
Absolutely.
I've actually participated in this, and it's really easy. And this year, you've actually got all the information, everything you need is right here. You've got the steps, you've got all of the equipment, it's right inside. That is the bags, the zip ties, the tags that you're gonna need. There's also an interesting tutorial. If you got a smartphone, you just scan that and it'll give you a video and walk you straight through the process.
That's right. All you need is your deer head, some of the neck stump, and your telecheck number. Kind of know where you killed that deer, your address, and come to one of our stations, scan that code, and it'll walk you through the rest of the way.
So Tommy, what's into this for the hunter?
So this year we're rolling out an incentive program. It's called Shoot for Samples. It's region-wide, so there's 5 different giveaways going on across the state. You can either mail your sample in through those mailing kits, or you can drop your sample off at one of these drop-off sites. Okay. Every head is an entry. There's no limit to how many times you can enter.
You know, CWD is something that's on everybody's mind. A lot of people go, hey, I want to make sure that I don't eat a CWD deer. It's a few short weeks to wait and get the results, and it's really quick and easy, and it's free.
That's right. Yes, sir.
November is a great month for rabbit hunting and football, so we combine the two and hit the field with a few former NFL football players. Henry County has rabbits. There's so many good spots in Henry County that I feel really comfortable. Even though we've never been here before, we're going to get some bunnies out. Time to load them up. Rabbit number 1 is on the move. You hear that one that's real high pitched, the squirrel scream? That dog, when it barks, it's the rabbit's up, it's right in front of us. We're out here in Henry County today doing one of my absolute favorite things, and that's rabbit hunting. I've got a crew of people here that I've done some hunting with in the past. A lot of football coaches and former football players. But today is the day to get out. They're gonna talk a little football, talk about hunting and fishing and why they just love being outdoors. Pat, is that your first rabbit?
First one.
All right, first one of the day too. Hey, come here. Hey, come here. Look at here, Pat. Look what we got here. The dogs tried to claim that one. First rabbit ever.
First one.
Can't beat that. So we didn't see it. So was it close to, is it in the woods?
It was running through, and it was running down here in this creek kind of.
Okay.
And that's where I shot it.
First rabbit, hey, you get 3 more today.
Let's go.
Before the limit, you get plenty more shooting.
I must have some pretty good teachers.
There you go.
Appreciate it.
First rabbit?
Yeah.
Dropped my water at all the thorns down there, and got a spray bottle now.
I was a rookie free agent to Green Bay after I graduated in the spring of '04. I was there until the last cut, ended up getting released.
Yeah.
And then I'm signing on, being on practice squad for a while with New York, and then I ended up making active roster.
Okay.
So I was there in '04 and '05 in New York, and then I went to St. Louis in '06, and then Dallas in '07.
Okay. So Pat was at Green Bay for a year.
Yeah, we was actually talking about it a little bit, walking up. He was there a little bit before me, but a couple guys that I played with when I was there, was there as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Whitetail. There it is, right there, right there. We both missed.
Here he goes! Here he goes! Here he goes! Here he goes! Dang, we got rabbits running everywhere.
Well, the dogs brought one rabbit down through here, and they sight chased another one right out, and I shot him right over here. But we got rabbits going every direction. We're there. Double trouble. Okay, 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 okay. You got him. You got him.
Coming at your neck. Coming at your neck. Oh, there it was.
Here you go, Dick. Right here, buddy.
Nice.
Nice
work.
Nice job.
Yes, sir.
Nice way to go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that thing.
You think it's the same rabbit?
I do think it's the same rabbit. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
sweet.
But I do think there's another one or two up here, and then he said that Dale saw 4 or 5 over there.
Really?
So we've got all kinds of more rabbits in here.
Let's go get them.
That's right.
Right there. Right there. That's number 2. Got one.
All right.
You got the rabbit?
Yep.
Let's
Sweet.
go.
Nice job.
Yeah, I missed that first shot. I got a better aim on that second one. I took my time and aimed through it.
Get him?
Yep, dead rabbit. The dog's kind of quieted, and I just kind of checking through this ridge. They haven't been coming in the open field much today. They've been kind of staying in these creeks and in these ridges. So I saw him come over top of this ridge. He kind of stopped. When he heard the dogs bark a little bit more, he crossed over this ridge and over top of this creek and kind of came into a clearing. When I had a clear shot, I took it.
Pat, you got 2 bunnies today.
2, that's pretty good, I hear.
That is good. You know what? We killed a lot of rabbits today. We had a lot of fun. Dogs, they ran a lot. We put a lot of miles on them. I appreciate you guys coming out and doing this, and hope we get out and get a chance to do it one more time. Now let's meet up with a couple who enjoy sharing their passions of both squirrel hunting and training dogs. Out here with Chelsea and Jordan here at the very end of squirrel season. We've done this a couple times before, haven't we?
Yeah.
So how old is Copper now?
He's 4.
4.
Yeah.
What type of breed of dog is this now?
Mountain Feist.
Mountain Feist, okay. So when you guys run a squirrel dog like this, a lot of times you kind of get out of the car, get away from the roads, and then you turn them loose. And do you kind of move them in the direction that you want them to work, or do you just let them do their own thing until they tree one?
He'll just kind of take off on his own for the most part. And he'll usually just do one big circle around is usually how he usually operates.
We should have plenty of area to work that dog, and hopefully we get shoot some squirrels out to him today.
Yeah, I think we will, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. I think I hear him now.
Let's move on that way. I didn't know the dog had ran this direction, actually. Went up that way, and he's so fast. You see it, Chelsea?
Now I'm looking.
It's in this one right, there's a squirrel went in this tree.
Oh, I see it now.
Good job. You're like, here he is. Come get it, Mama.
Come on. Attaboy.
That's a good 110, 20 feet.
Leave it. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Leave it. That is a big fox squirrel. I don't think I've seen one this big before.
That's a nice job. I think we're gonna see a bunch of them today, I really do. Today's not the perfect conditions, you know, the temperature's in the 30s, but considering what we've had recently, it's a beautiful day.
Looks like Copper's treed.
The squirrel heard how Chelsea shoots that rifle. It won't move, it'll hide. You already see it, Chelsea?
I see it.
Perfect shot. One gray, one fox squirrel. Old Copper doesn't know it, but there's a good chance this might be his last squirrel hunt of the year. The season's about to wind down now. I hear it, it's got one tree.
Do you see him, Chad?
I got him, yeah. Nice. All right, there you go. Good boy. Good boy. There we go. Little bitty gray squirrel. We're seeing good numbers of squirrels, that's for sure. Really good for upcoming squirrel seasons. He's got one tree.
Hey, I see one. Right here.
I'll tell you what, I think I see another one.
Yeah, I think there's a couple in there.
Here he comes. You see him? Yeah. Nice job. Those are pretty good size, yeah.
You shot that one, got him perfect.
Oh, nice. Because there's no leaves on the trees and it's just easy to navigate the woods, there's no ticks, we always try to do a squirrel hunt in this time of year. Oh, I see it, up there at the very top. See it right there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good shot. There you go, nice shot.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what, we were trying to get back to the truck. We've had a heck of a day.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he treed another squirrel. We got about 150 yards to go. He may tree another before we get out of here.
Might have one more in him, we'll see.
This is my favorite time of year. Once the leaves are off the trees, kind of deer season's over, turkey season's not here yet. This is a perfect time to get out and take a walk through the woods. Yep. Get a little work on the dog.
Yeah. It's fun just watching him, really. He's probably the best part of it. He just gets excited about it and he gets to do what he loves and it's just exciting all around.
Well, I appreciate you guys bringing the dog out and let me watch it work. It was a lot of fun. Thank you guys. He did great. And hey, we got a mess of squirrel.
Yeah, we sure did.
All right, let's go.
Thank you.
Now let's check in and see who else has been out having fun in this week's Ones That Didn't Get Away. Kaylee Butler says you can go fishing and stay fashionable as she caught this nice largemouth bass in LaRue County. Congratulations. 5-year-old Savannah Roby went squirrel hunting for the first time and had a blast. Congratulations. Travis Smith punched his buck tag on the opening day and was able to take this nice buck still in velvet. This buck was taken in Jackson County, Kentucky. Congratulations. Mike Weisner headed out to Taylorsville Lake and took his kayak for some early season goose hunting. Nice job. Shannon Harville headed out to Laurel Lake and caught this nice largemouth bass. Congratulations. Here we have Levi Butler, who caught a nice rainbow trout in Hardin County at Freeman Lake. Nice job. 13-year-old Jace Cox took this beautiful whitetail deer during the 2024 crossbow season. Nice job. This year, Kentucky's modern firearm season for deer opens on November the 9th, giving you just a few more weeks to sight in that rifle. And remember, hunting and fishing on private property is a privilege. Always ask permission and thank the landowner. Until next week, I'm your host, Chad Miles, and I hope to see you in the woods or on the water.